Hello, everybody. This is ATL Thick Madame, and I know I'm late, but this is the second episode for the newest season, which is season 8, if I'm not mistaken, of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So this episode started off with Kirk and Rashida. I guess they were supposed to be on a panel that Shakana, if you don't know who Shakana is, she is a lot of people mainly know her from when she was on, I guess, the little reality TV show she did with Tiny, which was, I don't know if they're still best friends or not, but they were like best friends. She's a hairstylist. And as of late, she's been in social media drama where her Super Scent and who else? It's like somebody named The Real Big Booty Judy or something like that, and all these random people got into it. You know, I love super and random, but anyway, they got into it, and it was some foolishness. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, she was doing like this. I don't know if it was like for YouTube or what it was for, but it was some kind of a little panel where she did this little talk show. And she had Kirk and Rashida up there, and they were discussing their marriage and how they've had their ups and downs, but they've made it. So when it was over, Shakana was saying, you know, I respect y'all and y'all relationship, and, you know, how y'all went through all this stuff and y'all stayed together and all this other stuff. And so it got to a point where Rashida was like, you know, they have Rashida and or Kurt, one of them or both of them, was talking about how their anniversary was coming up and they're not doing anything big, and this was going to be their 19th year together. And what was going to happen was they were going to have this family dinner, and it was just going to be the two of them and their kids, and that's pretty much it. So apparently Rashida has never met Cannon, which is, I don't want to say it like this, but this is just what I say. The side baby. But I'm confused because unless I heard wrong out of the horse's mouth, that really wasn't even his baby, and it was just all done for a storyline. But I don't know. Maybe I was referring to somebody else and got it mixed up. But anyway, y'all let me know in the comment section whether that was his child or not, or if I heard right. So yeah, that's what they're supposed to be doing. And yeah. I think Mimi was there also, and she told everybody what happened with Eva and her dad, and I was like, Lord, okay. So anyway, Scrap De Leon. He is checking in with his PO, and he actually is about to meet with his father this particular episode for the first time ever in life. And, you know, he actually showed up to KK's house, which is Karen King, Scrap's mama. And apparently, when he was in prison, some stuff went down. I'm pretty sure it was drug related, because most people who do all this outside of regular health problems, they've had drugs. But I think it did have something to do with drugs also. He had aneurysm and he had some strokes, and he doesn't speak as well as he used to. So he was saying, you know, where have you been? And did you ever, you know, try to hit my mama up to see where see anything about me, to see, you know, who I am, to meet up with me and all this other stuff. And he just kept saying, you know, I can't speak that well, and, you know, I had a stroke. And so Scrap is just, I don't know if he's acting or what, but he's just not here for nobody's response. He feels like, look, you could have wrote me a letter. I read real good. I was like, bruh, sir, no. But that's the thing. Like, people always say, well, your mama wouldn't let me come around. And this. There are so many different ways around all that stuff. Care what nobody say. Even though a lot of people hate to get the courts involved, that's always an option. Despite his past, my thing is, if you want to be present, you can be present outside of just paying the child support. So anyway, like I said, Scrap is very much so upset with the both of them. And even to me, it sounds like there's more to the story, and he ain't here for nothing nobody saying. He really feel like something going on. Y'all knew about all of this as far as him being alive. Like, he really believes that she already knew he was alive. I actually think that she's known he's been alive before 3 years ago. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. So he ended up trying to explain to him that he didn't have a father. And so Scrap was like, I didn't have you, so I didn't have a father either, but I have kids that call me dad. I didn't want them to grow up like I did. So, I was like, Lord, okay. So his daddy, they call him Big Will. He was like, I love you, right? I hate when people do that. And my thing is, whether it's actually true or not, if you are like the way Scrap seems to be, especially with the way he reacted to that, you ain't trying to hear that. I ain't seen you a day in my life, and you go say, I love you, right? I don't know nothing. I don't know you. Only reason why I know your name is because I'm named after you. So it's like, sir, if you don't get... Y'all, I just can't. So got to the end of that scene, and Scrap holds out his hand to have his father shake his hand. He was like, hey, my name is Scrap. Nobody calls me Will. I don't go by that. That ain't my name. My name is Scrap. I was like, oh, Lord. I know that cut his daddy just a little bit. I was like, oh, gosh. So anyway, they end up going, having us go to Carly Red's house. And her new boo, her fiance is there. He has cooked this immaculate breakfast for her. And of course, she got to have on the lingerie, as people like to call it. This lingerie, this red lingerie. And, he was just like, you worked it out for me last night, so I had to come out. I had to come and do all this for you. And I was just like, Lord, y'all need to just stop. So anyway, he goes by Arkansas Mo, and his name apparently is Maurice. And I ain't here for him. As I mentioned in the last video, and my opinions when I talk to my friends about this show, in reference to her raggedy so-called relationships, nothing ever works out for her. So I'm definitely not here for this, especially since they got engaged so quickly. No, y'all don't know each other, so stop. So apparently he already doing the most. They only know each other a couple of months. He just sat up here and got her initials tattooed on his finger. And I'm just like, why? And he got a ring put on her finger, and that's her symbol. And I'm just like, okay, y'all need to stop. So at one point in time, Spice was brought up in the conversation, and whatever organization he supposedly has, because she says he's a made man, a self-made man, and all this other stuff. He was saying that it would be a good idea for him to talk to her and bring her in with the organization that he does. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't know. It went by so fast. I halfway don't even believe it, because it seemed like an opportunist, scam artist / just everything that's not good at all for some reason. I don't know. I might be reading them wrong, but I ain't here for it as of right now. So, let me see. Spice is actually in the next scene, and she is making a song about colorism, but it's called Black Hypocrisy. And she is basically letting us know, the people in the room with her, that she is very serious about bleaching her skin. And everybody's just like, but you don't need to do all that. And I mean, I understand everything she's saying, but no, don't be like that. Don't go out like that. Like, she has amazing dark skin. So it's like, girl, sit down somewhere. That is not necessary. So, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know why this is blurring up. Anyway. So Mimi and Stevie J met up. And, wanted to know what was going on. And, as far as the situation where she got shot at. So she explained what happened. He trying to be the typical Stevie J, talking about, well, he should, said something about how she should have called him. And she looked like, and what were you gonna do? Thousands of miles away. Like, that's what I'm saying. I was just like everything she said was exactly what I was thinking. Cause I'm like, what are you gonna do? You are so far away. You moved away. You up and left. So it's like, what can you do in a situation that's happening now? Even if you lived in the neighborhood with her, you still wouldn't have been able to do anything. So it's like, what are you talking about, y'all? So I was just like, bro, sit down. But this is what I can't stand about Stevie J. He always thinks that everybody is infatuated with him and, oh, you just mad because I got married to Faith and not married to you. And I'm just like, if that is the case, she's hiding it well. She does not seem bothered by that at all. And she has a whole girlfriend. So, I mean, I'm just like, what are you talking about, sir? I don't understand. Like, he really be killing me. I just be like, sir, you're not all that. You're just really not. So, I mean, like, he even in his confessional, like, he just would always talk about, she just seems mad and upset because I put a ring on Faith's finger and not hers. And I'm just like, nobody's mad about that. Not from what I can gather. So anyway, y'all, some heifer that go by the name of Pooh had some kind of random adult sleepover, right? And she's supposed to be considered a socialite. Her husband is supposed to be some well-known dude that had all kinds of amazing business deals and has worked with all kinds of people in the industry however long ago. I don't know who he is. I ain't even bothered to look his name up because I just don't even care. And there are a lot of people who I might not have ever even seen their face, but their name, I know their name. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I know who that is. His name didn't ring a bell. I don't know. Maybe it should have, but I ain't never heard of it to my knowledge, so whatever. So anyway, she's in an open marriage with this dude, and he stay gone all the time. So apparently he has money, so she just do whatever she want to do, and I'm just like, no. It's funny because she'll tell people she's not in an open marriage, but she is. It's like, your behavior is, well, we know what we want, and apparently he really lives for sex like that, and she does too, and they do plenty of things together with other people, whatever. I'm just like, okay, whatever. So eventually it gets to a point where she is asking people, have they gotten an invite from Carly Red? Because Carly Red has an engagement party coming up, and even Erica, Lil Scrappy, his baby mama has one. She got into Carly Red really bad some years back, and she was like, well, if I got an invite, I know you got one coming, but everybody in the room had one but Pooh, so Pooh ain't getting one, whether she knows it or not. Just like, girl, sit down. So anyway, Faith is in the ATL. She met up with her husband in some hotel, and they're talking. And so he was explaining to her what went down when he met up with Mimi. I was about to say baby mom. I'm trying not to do that because I like to say child's mother or whatever, unless I'm actually trying to read just a little bit. So, and she was like, yeah, she was kind of here for it. She felt like everything went fine, and he was like, well, Mimi wasn't here for it because she felt like she should have met you first. And I'm just like, bruh. And I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. I don't care that you're Faith Evans. You are a mother. Like, you really are actually a mother. So why isn't it inherent just knowledge for you to know, okay, I don't know you, you don't know them. I need to meet the mama and get to know her to see if either one of us is going to let whoever be around our kids, even though I think Faith's kids are like older. But I'm just saying, you're supposed to know, you should get to know the parent anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Why doesn't that dawn on people like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw the baby in the mix and I'm not going to let the child's parent know nothing about it. It's like, where people do this at? I don't understand. And she just felt like, oh, well, I didn't see a problem with it. Oh, I thought she knew I was going to meet up with her. Like, I don't understand. I would have been questioning that anyway. Before I was even going to meet up with him when he was going to bring his child to the dinner that him and Faith, had, I would have been like, Does Mimi know? Whatever. Y'all, he just think he needs to control everything, and it's all about self. It is always about him. Like, everything revolves around him, and I just cannot. So anyway, she was like, well, I think I need to meet her, Mimi. And he was talking about he don't think it's a good idea. So anyway, Sierra and Carly Red met up. Carly Red, for some reason, almost every time Sierra and she meet up, they are at her actual hair salon. So she was touching up her lace front, which looked terrible. I don't know. It was lifting something terrible. I don't know how long she had that on, but I was just like, I see where your forehead start and the lace front start. And I was just like, no. So anyway, they were talking, and, Sierra mentioned the sleepover and all that stuff that was going on with that drama. And so she was like, nah, I don't fool with her. So you ain't got to worry about that. No, I'm not going to go back on my word, because in the past, Carly Red would say she don't deal with nobody no more. And she really does. And so Sierra was like, look, I would need to know if you're going to double dip back in there in that situation, so I know if I need to have your back or not. And so she was like, trust me, ain't nobody I'm trying to deal with like that. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, let's see. So anyway, she began to read the woman. She said that she was an opportunist, and the things that she's striving for in her life nowadays, which is to be happily married in a monogamous relationship, and the scene that Pooh is in, she just likes to get toe down drunk and sleep with everybody's husband and any and everybody and all this other stuff. And she said that that's not the life that she wants for herself. So why would she want to surround herself with people like her? So she said that's a done deal. She ain't got nothing to do with her no more. She ain't got to worry about that. Cool. So, and another thing is, another reason why she doesn't fool with her anymore is because Pooh allegedly told blogs that Carly Red slept with her husband. And it's like, if she did do that, why in the world would she have a sleepover and be in her feelings and be like, why Carly Red ain't sent me no invite? Where's my invite? I want to know where my invite at. I wouldn't want to be friends with you. I wouldn't want no invite. I wouldn't want nothing to do with you. So somebody or both of them lying. I don't know what's going on, but it's dumb. So anyway, scrapping them, they all at Karen's house. And they ended up talking to his mama about his dad. And so, again, like I said, he feels like there's more to the story. And, she said that, it bothers him that he can't relate information or anything to him the way he wants to. This is Karen talking about Big Wheel. And, she just reiterated again that, look, I heard, because he was just like, look, you need to tell me everything. What really went down? What information do you have? And so she reiterated that, I heard he was dead. And then she said something about, when she went away, he was a baby the first time. I don't know how many times she'd have been to jail, because since this show has been on, she'd have been to jail, prison, or whatever else. So she went to prison back in the day. He was a baby. She said the police, whoever came and arrested her, handcuffed her when he was actually in her arms as a baby. And I was just like, what? And she had to do 18 months then. I don't know what in the world she was doing to go to prison on top of that. Like, girl, you was doing the least. So anyway, like I said, he's still in his feelings about that. And, she said she heard he was dead. And, like I said, he just still feels like the story is not adding up. She off in the confessional like, why you worried about where your daddy was at? All you need to know is you are out now because I found him, and you wouldn't have been able to be out at that place if it hadn't been for me finding him and finding out he was alive, and you was able to have a half sister. And I was like, Lord, girl, you're doing the most. Like, why do you not understand that this is vital information that he should know? You trifling. Like, at this point, you really are trifling. So anyway, y'all, tonight is the night of the Frost's anniversary dinner. And Cannon was going to be brought over to the house. At this point, he is 2 years old, and y'all know how 2-year-olds can be. Rashida saw him come in the door. Somebody brought him in, of course. And, she tried to interact with him a little bit. And that didn't go amazing, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So, I just felt like it was a whack anniversary. I'd have been mad if that had been my anniversary. I got to sit up here with what most people would call the side baby and look at you and look at the baby and be like, look here. We done been together for 19 years. You've been cheating on me forever. She got with him when she was underage. And I'm just like, girl, what did you see in him anyway? I'm tired. Y'all, it's just so much. I cannot. Like, she has taken way too much. I understand he's her manager. I feel like that is the biggest mistake that most people make. They sit up there and get into intimate relationships that lead to marriage with their managers. And then they wonder why they end up divorced. And then we have a Wendy Williams situation. We have a Tamar Braxton situation. We have a, who else was I actually going to say earlier? Jill Scott situation, Mary J. Blige situation. All these people sat up here and married their managers, and it's like, for what? For what? For what? Y'all, I just can't do it. So anyway, he's there. They trying to have a little dinner, and Kurt trying to act like he in his feelings because he was like, well, I don't understand. I'm paying child support, and I don't understand what I'm paying him for because she don't ever have him. The grandmama had a baby all the time, so eventually I'm going to have to just meet up with her mama and her grandmama since they the main ones that actually take care of Cannon. And I'm just worried about his well-being. I was like, oh, okay. Like I said earlier, y'all let me know down in the comment section if y'all heard what I heard, because I could have swore I heard out of his mouth or out of the child's mother's mouth that's not even his baby, and it was just a storyline because didn't nobody care nothing about the Frosts because they ain't had nothing going on. They was just there. Like, they really was just there for a check, I guess, because wasn't nobody interested in what was going on. Now, I'm not reading, I'm just saying what I've heard. And I used to live for Rashida back in the day. I don't care nobody want to say she sound like the female version of Shawty Lowe and all that stuff, whatever. I like Shawty Lowe too. So whatever, I don't care what you guys say about them. I'm just saying, as far as this show goes, no ma'am. Your trifling husband, girl eyes. So anyway, Stevie J is having dinner with Faith, and he invited Mimi so they could discuss what happened. And ultimately, Stevie J seemed as though he got ganged up on in his mind, but it was common sense. You need to lay out these rules. You need to have goals, set those goals, take baby steps. Don't sit up here and say, I'm just going to uproot this child and have her come out somewhere with me that's very foreign to her. And you think that the mama want to come too? Who are you? I don't know why you think that just because Eva is young, she is still pretty young. He wants Eva and Mimi to uproot their whole life from Atlanta and move to LA to be close to him, so he doesn't have to just fly out whenever he gonna come out. Cause like she already said, like in the previous episode, she ain't seen him in over a month, and which means the daughter hasn't seen him in over a month. So I was like, Lord, it don't make no sense. But yeah, they trying to make it seem like Faith is good for him and levels him out, and he'll say, well, I'll do it. He just say he gonna do stuff and then don't do it. And Faith was like, well, I'll remember you'll tell me that you're going to do something, and then I'll think an hour after that. I'm like, didn't you just tell me you was going to do this? And so, she was saying that she fully gets where Mimi is coming from, so they were kind of like on the same page, but Stevie J just felt ganged up on whatever. He'll be all right. So Pooh popped up at Carly Red's boutique or whatever you want to call it, some kind of stuff, and was like, what's going on? You supposed to be my friend. Talking about she's supposed to be her best friend. I just want to know how long these people be knowing each other, because they swear they've been best friends forever and a day. And I don't never be to heard nothing about them. If I have a best friend, my other friends will have heard about you. I don't understand. Nobody knows you. Like, who are you? So anyway, she popped up and she was like, well, what's going on? I've been trying to call you. You ain't been returning my phone call. I don't see you no more. We don't talk no more. What's the problem? And so she, you know, basically let her know that I ain't here for you. You are trifling. You lied to blogs about me. And you move in a way that I don't like. And so it got to a point where they were about to halfway so-called fight. And Pooh threw out some allegations, I suppose, because I wasn't there. I don't know what it was. Where she said that Carly Red actually joined in with her and her husband with sexual acts that include, but are not limited to, eating booty like groceries. You know, yeah. Y'all, I do not know why this is doing this. Like, I'm not doing nothing out of the way. Like, I mean, and I didn't even move just then. I am so tired. I don't know why this is happening. It's getting on my nerves. But anyway. But yeah, they was about to go blow for blow. And I was like, girl. Like, she just kept harping on how Carly Red ate her booty like groceries and did some things to her husband, but mainly eating her booty like groceries. And I was like, ma'am, I don't really care either way because it ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't my life. I don't care nothing about that. So, yeah, they ended up being separated, so to speak. You know, basically the woman was escorted out and the yelling pursued or whatever. So anyway, that was the end of that episode. I'm gonna try to keep up with this because the most be happening, I just be looking at them like. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I hope y'all are having a nice day. And I will see y'all later. Bye.